Hello everyone, my name is John. So today we're going to go with the last book for the road to PS5, Mastery. This book is written by Robert Greene. I have read the concise book, but still it has a lot of information. So this gist will be a very long one. Mastery is a form of power and intelligence that represents the high point of human potential. This is where the greatest achievements and discoveries are made. This is sadly not taught at school. Us common people only see glimpses of this, but for masters, this is a way of life. Chapter 1. Discover your calling. The life's task. Leonardo da Vinci, in his later stages of life, was haunted by one particular question. Is there some kind of force from within that makes all living things grow and transform themselves? Leonardo was born out of wedlock, so he had a lot of time within himself. He stole his father's papers to draw. He drew everything detailed. He wanted to know how everything worked and did tons of research. At that time, all artists were dependent in the royals. He went on his own path and did what he wanted to do. And now, if we look at his life, everything makes sense. Most masters have this force to find your life's task. Return to your origins. The primal inclination strategy. Go to your childhood. Find what stimulated you. These are not fake desires given to you by your parents, and these wishes are what you truly wanted. 2. Occupy the perfect niche. The Darwinian strategy. Lots of people inhabit this world find niches of the ecology you want to go for. You will have a head start as you created the field. 3. Avoid the false part, the rebellion strategy. A false part in life is generally a career where we are attached for the wrong reasons: money, fame, attention, and etc. This is not aligned with our deepest inclinations. So we should not feed, so we don't feel fulfilled. If this happened to you, you go rebel as soon as possible to the forces that have pushed you to the wrong path. 4. Let go of the past, the adaptation strategy. You are committed to your life's task. No one will help you, you are on your own. You have to adapt to your circumstances. Just walk forward, don't stop. 5. Find your way back, the life or death strategy. No good will ever come if you deviate from your path that you were destined to follow. The road to mastery requires patience. You need the focus, the money, and success will come to those who focus on fulfilling their life's task and mastery. Chapter 2. Submit to reality, the ideal apprenticeship. After your formal education, you enter the most critical phase in your life, a second practical education known as the apprenticeship. There will be many hardships along the way, so you have to be careful. You have to follow the path of the masters, have the ideal kind of apprenticeship that transcends all fields. The first transformation. The first transformation. Charles Darwin was a lesser one when compared with his brother in his father's eyes. He thought of him as a disgrace to the family. He sent him to medical school, but Charles didn't like the sight of blood. So that was also a no. Then Charles was made to be a country parson for his church. For this, though, he needed a degree, so he joined Cambridge University. After a lot of willpower, he got the degree. In Cambridge, His botany instructor, Mr. Henslow, grew a liking towards him and gave his name as an unpaid naturalist on the HMS Beagle. On the HMS Beagle, it was a several year journey around the globe. His job was to collect life and mineral specimens along the way and sending them back to England for examination. On the HMS Beagle, Darwin found many new creatures and mutations and used the knowledge for his book The Origin of Species. The voyage transformed Darwin's body and his spirit. This was Charles Darwin apprenticeship. After our school, college journey, we are still socially naive and are unprepared for the political games people play. As before, we were dependent on others. For the best apprenticeship, you must choose places of work and positions that give the most possible learnings. At this time in life, time is on your side, so you should go daringly. Three steps or more or modes in the apprenticeship phase. Deep observation, the passive mode. Every world has its own rules, procedures, and social dynamic. So observe at this time. You do not need to pull any attention. Look at the people who are being praised. That is your do's, and those who look awkward, don'ts. Skills acquisition, the practice mode. After observing, you have to practice towards acquiring the skills required to do your job. Everything requires some sort of skills. You cannot learn anything in the first try. Rome wasn't built in a day. You just have to keep on practicing. When you have acquired all of the skills required for your job, you can move to the next step. 3. Experimentation, the active mode. You have to now experiment. Find gaps in your knowledge. Look at your work in the eyes of the others. Most take far too long to take this step. So take it before you think you're ready. Strategies for completing the ideal apprenticeship. 1. Value learning above money. First learn, then money will follow. If you go for money first, others will others who choose to learn will go ahead. 2. Keep expanding your horizons. You're not limited by your status. Talk with a lot of people, read a variety of books, and look at the world in a bigger picture. 3. Revert to a feeling of inferiority. Don't have a sense of smugness or superiority. You have to desert your assumptions and prejudices. You have to have a childlike feeling of inferiority. 4. Trust the process. We usually, when learning a skill, feel a sense of frustration and quit. Masters have a sense of trust and faith. You have to give time. Move toward resistance and pain. When you have to practice, you naturally feel, let's do that later. Do it like a master and go in the opposite direction of your natural tendencies in terms of practice. Be your own critic. Make artificial deadlines and make your life harder. It will make it easier later on. 6. Apprentice yourself in failure. Only one effective form of apprenticeship is failure. They are a form of education, learn from them. Don't fail by not trying. It is commendable if you try and then fail, and then try again. 7. Combine the how and the what. Scientists and technicians live on the how side, whereas the others in the appearance side, which use the products but don't know how. So have a rounded form of knowledge. 8. Advance through trial and error. You are in your youth, so try everything. If you sit and think, what should I become in life? Nothing will happen. Go try and find everything. and don't select the very first thing you try. Chapter 3, Absorb the Master's Power, the Mentor Dynamic. Life is short and your time for learning and creativity is limited. You have to find a proper mentor. This is the most effective form of learning. The mentor should connect with your life's task and then you must surpass him in mastery and brilliance, not letting them overshadow you. Michael Faraday grew up amid poverty with 9 siblings. His father was a blacksmith, which was most likely to be his career too. Faraday loved nature and books. He got a job as a delivery boy in a library. Then, a apprentice bookbinder, which was his job for 7 years. He read most of the books in the library and found his calling in an encyclopedia about recent discoveries in electricity. He realized he wanted to be a scientist by a book called Improvement of the Mind, a self help guide. He decided to recreate experiments. He even attended lectures. Whatever he learned, he wrote it into a detailed encyclopedia. His boss, Raibao, showed it to one of the customers named William Dance. William was a member of the Royal Institution. William took Michael to Humphrey Davy's lectures. Davy, like Michael, had no formal education in science, which made him an appropriate mentor. After many attempts, Michael finally became his assistant. His learnings were enormous. He too now had a vast knowledge, but he then learned Davy was still keeping him under his thumb. Michael made a breakthrough experiment which showed the motion created by electromagnetism in a continual fashion without Davy knowing. Michael, in a hurry, forgot to give credit to Davy and Wollaston. Big rumors started occurring. Wollaston was showed how he got the results independently. Turns out his own mentor Humphrey Davy was creating the rumors. Michael left Davy and became a renowned scientist himself. You have to acquire practical knowledge in the most efficient way. Mentors don't give you a shortcut but streamline the process, which can't be learned from a book. Your mentor can make your basic knowledge into something as worthy as gold. You have to give something to your mentor for the mentor to give something to you. Some mentors let you leave when it is time, whereas some keep you under their thumb. You have to leave when required. Strategies for deepening the mentor dynamic. 1. Choose the mentor according to your needs and inclinations. Your mentors will influence you, so choose the right one. They should be connected with your life's task and your inclinations. 2. Gaze deep into the mentor's mirror. Mentors can gauge the extent of your progress, the weakness in your character, the ordeals we must grow through to advance. Make sure your mentors constantly challenge you and not keep you at bay. Get realistic feedback. 3. Transfigure their ideas. We must be open and completely receptive to their ideas. We should incorporate them, but slowly we fold their knowledge into our own shape. 4. Create a back and forth dynamic between the mentor and mentee. This is a more ideal dynamic. Our mentors are most probably from a different generation. This makes us lose attention. Having this dynamic, your focus will be high and you will absorb knowledge better.
Rolling slow, yeah. The sun's sinking low. Ooh, yeah. Hitting backyard, see the palm trees glow. Caddy drop top, got the rims on shine. West Coast living where it's always fine.